he looks like another guy you saw perform tonight. There's another guy you saw in a group named Brad. It's not, you're going to be like, is that the same guy? Not the same guy, different guy. In case, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for your headliner, our good friend, Brandon Follett.
How much you're laughing at that, sir? He's like, all these motherfuckers look alike to me. Every white boy with a comb over. What he's saying is, I have a bad case of Republican face, is what he's saying. And I know it too. On the way here, I was getting gas, and an old, bald white guy looked at me. He had a tear in his eyes, like, we did it, brother. We saved America. Let's give it up for yourselves, Jacksonville. This is a lovely town. I love living in Jacksonville. Yeah, I'm not from this place. What's up with the county pride you guys have? Get it out of your mouth. I grew up in Ocala, Florida. I'm never... Marion County! The 352! So are you guys all from Florida with all that chanting you guys do? No, you just poser? Oh my goodness, I'm from Florida. I've lived all around the world, but I'm from Florida. And I think there's a fun part of Florida where are you guys all parents here? Any parents? Florida has a fun thing where I know exactly when you give up on your kids' dreams as parents. It's when you stop paying the Florida prepaid education program. When did you stop paying it for your kids?
I never did.
Yeah, my parents... I asked my parents when they stopped paying it. It was way earlier than I thought. It was 5th grade.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like, what happened in 5th grade? And they just had to say, the spelling bee. And I knew exactly what they were talking about. I was in 5th grade. I can't write or spell now, Florida education. But I made it into a county spelling bee. And they gave me like easy words at the beginning. And it was me at the end. All the parents in the county were there. There's 700 people. The lady goes up, she says, Brandon, spell barbecue. I walked up there big-chested, y'all.
Oh, no.
I went up, I said, barbecue. BBQ. Barbecue. They said, I said, no, ma'am, I don't think you're right. Because Sonny's right down the street says barbecue. BBQ. I do love living in Florida. There's a fun thing. I grew up in Florida. I was born in Ocala. I left for the Navy when I was 18, and I lived all around the world. I lived in Washington State. I lived in California. I even lived in Sicily for a while. And when you live a lot of places, you get to see what kind of art that environment creates. So I lived there in Seattle, and I got the grunge of Nirvana. The Come As You Are. That's not the punchline, man. I lived in the Pacific Coast Highway where I got the beautiful lyrics from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. The city I live in, the city of angels, as lonely as I am, together we cry. Then I moved to Jacksonville, Florida, where you get beautiful lyrics like way down yonder on the Chattahoochee. It gets hotter than a hoochie coochie. I didn't know what the hell a hoochie coochie was. People do look at me. I have lived around the world, so like I said, I do know that I do have the worst case Republican face of all time. And I did a super Republican thing last year, and I went to the Daytona 500. You guys fans of this NASCAR race? Woo! Sir, I'm not. NASCAR is stupid. It's the only sport where you go and you watch it all day, and then you go and do it on the way home. Kind of drunk. I've never taken my family to a Jaguars game and then tackled my grandma outside in the parking lot. When I was there with the United States Navy Reserve. That's what I do now. And right before we were there in our uniform, and right before the race starts, they said, hey, Brandon, you got to go out there and stand. The president's going to come out and talk. Yeah, I'm like, you guys want us to stand right behind the president? And they said, yeah, right behind us. I said, right behind the president? I don't know if you remember about a year ago, they kept shooting at this guy every week. I was like, I was scared, but he shook my hand. No matter which way you feel, you shake your hand, you feel very patriotic. He shook this hand right here. You guys can tell it's still orange. And ever since then, everywhere I go, it keeps grabbing pussies everywhere I go. Everything in life must be equal. So if this hand's sexually assaulting women, everything's got to be equal. Sir, you're lucky because this hand, it's gay now, brother. Come here. When you shake the president's hand, you're going to be on every national news site in the country. And you will feel very patriotic that day, no matter which way you lean politically. But then you'll wake up the next day, and you'll have about 10,000 messages on all your social medias calling you fat. Yeah, I learned a lot about myself that day. They had a lot of good jokes about me. But so I've been trying to get healthier. I've lost 40 pounds over the last year. Don't laugh, it was kind of a lie. But I try to do all these fad diets. You guys know what the carnivore diet is? The problem is I'm dyslexic. I thought I was on the carnival diet for 3 weeks. I was just eating cotton candy and hot dogs and fried Twinkies. I gained 40 pounds immediately. I love to do all these fad diets where you, a fun thing about men doing diets, everybody, is that we want to take a before and an after picture so people feel good about us. And the problem is I don't stick with these diets. But I like to take the before picture, and if the ladies don't know this, we don't send you this picture, but our before photo is always us in our ugliest drawers, standing in front of a full-length mirror, pushing it all the way out. I don't stick to these diets, though. I only do them for like 3 weeks, and then I'll start a new one 2 months later. And so if I dropped dead right now on this stage and you had to go through my phone, there's just a slow progression of me in my underwear getting fatter and fatter and fatter. I've been trying to do a lot of stuff. I am married. You guys married in the crowd? There's married people here. You notice how they don't clap very hard about that. Before I got married, I was like, I didn't think married people sold it really well. Because if you ever have someone on stage, they're like, yeah, you guys are married, and the guy's like, it ain't easy, man. But I am married, and we've been trying to do a lot of diets, so all the men know what that means. It means I'm eating a lot in my car. My wife will question me about it. She'll be like, where did these McDonald's wrappers come from, Brandon? I'm like, McDonald's, dummy. But I've been trying to go to the gym a lot, too, and I've been doing what all the dudes do at the gym, and I've been eavesdropping on the people next to me. I found a secret about women today. Ma'am, listen up. I know you guys like it when guys that look like me tell you about your body. But I found out there's a machine that can give a woman an orgasm at the gym. Yeah, women should be... Has any woman in this room heard about this? One in the back. You guys should be in charge of everything. Because imagine if there was a machine at the gym that gave a man an orgasm. No one would be here right now. No one would be here, and there'd be a line out the door of 24-hour fitness 3 miles long like it was Disney. No! I found out, I don't know what that guy's yelling about, but I found out that a little leg machine can tighten something, give a girl an orgasm. Yes, ma'am, I found that out. And I thought that was amazing. Imagine if the lat pull-down machine gave a man an orgasm. What's your name?
Edward.
Edward would be walking around here just like this right now. Just huge. And if you think the gyms are nasty now, wait until people are just edging on the equipment. Those white little towels have a slight yellow crust to them. Like the Declaration of Independence. Do you think it always looked like that? Or do you think those old men, when they got down there, were just like, freedom! Yeah. Like I said earlier, I am in the United States Navy, and there has been a lot of like, there's no need to clap. I'm terrible at it. Look what I'm doing right now. There's a lot of bad stuff in the news recently. And I'm a millennial, and I don't like that the military is now run by millennials. They told me I was going to be deployed to Bahrain this week. They told me I have a 3-day notice. But I didn't like the way they told me. They added me to a group chat. I did the millennial answer, and I just left the group chat. Yeah, they don't really, they said, it's very serious business over there, Brandon. I said, don't send me. I am not very serious. They don't like it. I just keep going, boys trip. When's brunch? I was in the Navy I was active duty for 10 years, and I was active duty in Sicily, and I got out, and I moved to California for a girl who lived there. And then she broke up with me as soon as I got there. Classic. I should have known it wasn't going to work out. As you guys can see, I'm like, clearly a Cancer. And if you look outside, the moon's in Gatorade or something. And she was, I always forget, what do you guys call that? What do you call those girls that are born in January? That's right, a bitch. But I was single in California for about a year, and I went on so many bad dates. And the reason it's not those women's fault, it's my fault. I'm not that smart as I keep telling you guys. I went on a date with this first girl who lived in a halfway house. You guys know what that is? Yeah, I thought that was a studio apartment kind of situation. I went on another date with this one girl who lived with her ex-boyfriend still, Jack and Jill rooms, and I went over there while he was at work. And when I walked in the front door, his shoes were by the front door. That boy wore a size 16 and a half. So I just left. This third one is a little crude, but I went on a date with this girl. The date went perfect. We went back to her house, and I noticed something strange. There was plastic wrap over all of the furniture in the house. I said, what's this? I thought I was going to get murdered. But I asked, and I said, what's this about? And she said, well, and I don't mean to be crude, verbatim, she said, I'm a squirter, and I like to do it in the living room. Yeah, that was awesome. It was awesome until I was driving home, and I started to think about, who else in my life do I know that has a plastic wrap over all of their furniture? Anyone you can think of, sir? That's right, Nana was making a mess. But I moved to Florida when I rekindled with my wife. I met her when I was 15. We dated in high school. Then we both joined the United States Navy, and then we got out and got back together. Oh, she's not here. You guys don't have to do that. But when I met her, she was working with the special needs. As you guys can tell, she married me. I always joke around that I know that I look like if Buzz Lightyear had Down syndrome. But I coach a Special Olympics basketball team, and I didn't like how many times they tried to pass me the ball this weekend. Every time the referee would pass me the ball, I go, hey, I'm a coach. He said, yeah, you are, buddy. I love working with the special needs and the Special Olympics, but there's something that the normal person doesn't really know. Is that those boys seem all nice and friendly, but they're actually very dirty, dirty boys. Those boys start sending pictures of their penis to my wife's phone every time it gets dark outside. As soon as the sun goes down, her phone starts lighting up like a Special Olympics scoreboard. That's a terrible comparison. They don't score many points. But I have to punish them when I'm at practice, and I'll make them run laps around the court. Suicides, we used to call them. But they'll be like, after like 5 minutes, they'll be like, I won't do the voice for you guys, but they'll be like, Coach, why are you doing this to us? I said, do you know how embarrassing it is to have the smallest dick pic on my wife's phone? I don't know if you guys know the rumor about Special Olympics penis or special needs penises, but they're like retarded big. You guys didn't like that one. But I love working with the Special Olympics and the special needs because when is there anybody diagnosed with autism in here? Don't lie, I saw y'all walk in. I was never diagnosed with autism when I was young. I was diagnosed with ADHD.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, we know, buddy. He's yelling amen so many times I thought I was at 11:22. Joby got fat, but I was never diagnosed with autism. I was diagnosed with ADHD. And when we were little kids, we were always jealous of those Aussies on the other side of campus. Because they had a superpower. You ask an autistic person, hey, Jim Bob, what's 15 times 7 times 14? He goes, doop, 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 1,647. You ask Brandon the same question. Hey, Brandon, what's 7 plus 14 times 21? And I go, doop, doop, doop. Doop 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 doop. I'm not that smart, and I got married. I'm not that smart though. Technology. I just recently found out that the Black Twitter and the dark web are two totally different things. Twitter's actually called X now, right? So Black Twitter needs to rebrand. I think the obvious choice is Malcolm X. But here's another one. I just found out that the Underground Railroad and the subway system are two totally different things. You guys didn't like that one either. But I'm not that smart. I'm not good with technology. And my wife does this thing where she will text ChatGPT her date. Or no, I'm sorry. My iPhone updated. Do you guys have iPhones?
Yeah.
Yeah, my iPhone just updated with that new, and with the new update, it will read and. You gotta take your pills, sir? Yeah, that hair will grow. But well, with the new update, the text messages, it will read all your old text messages and read the text message sent to you and auto-respond for you. My iPhone thinks I'm a dickhead, apparently. 3 days ago, my wife texted me before I went out. She said, "Hey, Brandon, you didn't take the trash out again." My iPhone responded back with, "That's too bad, you do it." She said, "What the hell did you just say to me?" My iPhone sent her a YouTube clip on how to read and understand the English language. She said, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." It said, "Please end this existence, every moment is misery." My wife will also, I'll leave you guys with this one. My wife will also do this other thing where she will text ChatGPT daily life problems. You guys know what ChatGPT is? So she'll text it like whatever's going wrong with her life. She texted ChatGPT 3 days ago, "My husband refuses to do household chores around the house. What should I do?" What she doesn't know is that 3 days ago, I also changed the ChatGPT number in her phone to my work phone number. So she texts ChatGPT, "What do I do about my husband not doing household chores?" I respond, "Studies in America show that if you perform oral sex on your husband every 48 hours, he will do every household chore with a smile on his face." I don't know if you guys are good at math. That was 3 days ago. 48 hours fits into that. No blowjobs for me. But before I came out tonight, my neighbor came over and took out my trash with a smile on his face from ear to ear. Thank you guys so much. I've been Brandon Follow me on Instagram. Bless you all. Good night.